1. We can solve using either substitution or elimination. Just if you use elimination, you combine your two equations together. Make sure you know that 3x and x squared are not like terms, so you can't add these. So if we solve using elimination, we can combine our equations together, but we have x squared plus 3x. The y's cancel, and it'd be equal to 4. What would we have to do next to solve? Put the 4 on the other side, so we're going to subtract 4. So x squared plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. What are two factors of negative 4 that add to 3?
4 and negative 1.
4 and negative 1. So we have x plus 4 and x minus 1 is equal to 0. What do we do next? Set them both equal to 0. So what does x equal? Negative 4 and positive 1. So we found the x's. Are we done? No, we still have to find the y. So we're going to take x and plug it into the x in our equation. I would say plug it into the first one because it kind of looks easier, but you can plug it into either one. So we have 3 times negative 4 plus y is equal to 9. Negative 12 plus y is equal to 9. And then we're going to add 12 to move it to the other side. So y is equal to 21. So how would I write the first answer? Negative 4 comma 21. And then we have to do the same thing, but we're going to plug in 1. So again, I'm going to plug it into the same x. We have 3 times 1 plus y is equal to 9. I'm going to subtract 3 to move it to the other side. So y is equal to 6. How would I write the answer? 1 comma 6. So that would be our 2 answers. All right, let's take a look at 2. With number 2, we don't really love working with fractions, so what can we do to get rid of them? I'm going to multiply everything in the first equation by 35. That way we can get rid of both of the fractions. And then we'll do the same thing with the second one. 1/5 times 35. 5 goes into 35 7 times, so this would be 7x. 7 goes into 35 5 times, so we have negative 2 times 5 would be negative 10y. That's equal to 0 times 35, which is 0. Let's do the same thing with the second one. What should we multiply everything in our second equation by? 6. So 2 goes into 6 3 times, so we have 3x here. 3 goes into 6 twice, so this would be plus 2y. And negative 1 times 6 would be negative 6. So now we have a systems of equations with no fractions. What would you want to do to solve next? Awesome. I'm going to multiply the bottom one by 5. That way our y's can cancel. So this would be 15x plus 10y is equal to negative 30. I'm going to rewrite the first one right below it, just make it a little bit easier for us to add them. So 15x plus 7x would be 22x. The y's cancel, and then this is equal to negative 30. Divide both sides by 22. So x is equal to negative 30 over 22, which we can simplify to negative 15 over 11. So we found x. What would we need to do to find y? Plug it in. I'm going to plug it into our first equation here. So we have 7 times negative 15 over 11 minus 10y is equal to 0. Here we have negative 15 times 7. 5 times 7 would be 35. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 3 would be 10, so this would be negative 105. if you wanted to get rid of your fraction here, you can multiply everything by 11. That would work. But since we're just moving it over to the other side and adding it to 0, you don't have to. So I'm going to add 105 over 11 to move it to the other side. So negative 10y is equal to 105 over 11. Then what should we do? Divide by negative 10. What do we do when we have a fraction in a fraction? Keep, change, flip. So I'm going to put negative 10 over 1, and when we flip it, it'd be 1 over negative 10. I can simplify this a little bit. 5 goes into 105. 5 goes into 10, 21 times, and 5 goes into 10 too. So here we have y is equal to 21 over negative 22. Now when we write our answer, we write it x comma y, so negative 15 over 11 comma 21 over negative 22. Any questions? All right, let's do number 3. So it says solve using row echelon and Gaussian elimination. That's just combining the two equations and then combining the other two equations. We're going to work it out here, but don't worry about the directions for this type of question. You're just combining them and solving. So row echelon is just the process that we're doing it.
So, like if it has the directions, if you sit down.
So for these types of questions, I'm going to start by labeling 1, 2, and 3. And we want to pick one variable to eliminate. Which one do you think would be our best option here? X, Y, or Z?
X.
Sure.
Z. Because it's plus and minus.
Z would be a good one because we have positive Z and a negative Z. Whatever variable you pick, you have to stick with that one when you do this step twice. So Z is a good option. All the numbers are small for this type of question, for this one. So it kind of doesn't really matter. You could pick X's, but you'll end up just having to multiply one by a negative or whatever it might be. So which two equations do you want to combine first?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. So we have 2x plus 4y plus z is equal to 3. And x plus y minus z is equal to negative 1. Do the z's cancel, Tomas?
No?
Do the z's cancel?
Yeah.
Yes. So when we combine them together, we get 3x plus 5y is equal to 2. What do we do next? What do we do next? We have to do the same thing twice. So we're going to pick another two equations and cancel the z out again. So you have to do this step twice. Which two equations do you want to pick next?
2 and 3.
Sure, 2 and 3 works. So x,
1 and 2. 1 and 2 is easy.
okay, I think 1 and 2 are easier, so let's do 2 and 1. We'll do that. So x minus 2y minus 3z is equal to 4, and 1 is 2x plus 4y plus z is equal to 3. With these types of questions, you kind of, like, we look for what's easier to do. So you had said 2 and 3 first. I probably wouldn't pick 2 and 3 to combine because you'd have to multiply 3 by negative 3, which is just more work and more kind of steps to get messed up. I think what most people struggled with on the quiz was that, like, they just added wrong and it threw the rest of the problem off, or they missed a sign and it threw the rest of the problem off. So you just have to be super careful with these questions. So 2 and 1. Do the z's cancel out right away? No, so what do we need to multiply to get them to cancel out?
1 by 3.
I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 3. So we have 6x plus 12y plus 3z is equal to 9. So let's combine these together. 6x plus x would be 7x. Negative 2y plus 12y is, the z's cancel, And 4 plus 9?
15.
Awesome. What do we do next?
And then we do the cancel the other one.
Now we combine these two together to cancel out another variable. So we have 3x plus 5y is equal to 2, and 7x plus 10y is equal to 13. Do we have a variable that'll cancel out here?
Yes.
How can we make one of them cancel?
Top one by -2.
Let's multiply the top one by -2. So we have negative 6x minus 10y is equal to -4. Oops. Now we're combining these two. 7x minus 6x would be x. Do the y's cancel?
Yes.
13 minus 4, Tomas.
13 minus 4, 9.
So x equals 9. What would we do next? Plug it into what?
The easiest one.
The original.
Número uno. So 3x plus 5y equals 2.
No, the x plus y minus z.
I'm right. You see?
Plug
What?
it into one of the ones.
I have to plug it into one of the highlighted ones. Because we only have one answer, so I have to plug it into one of the ones with 2 variables. I can't go ahead and plug it into the 3 variable ones because I only have one answer so far.
So it is 3.
So I'd plug it into the one on the left. So let's do 3 times 9 plus 5y is equal to 2. So 27 plus 5y is equal to 2. Subtract 27.
So y equals 5.
5y is equal to, bless you, negative 25, and divide by 5, so y is -5. Be super careful with your signs. All right, so now that we have x and y, how would we find z?
Then plug it into one of the 3.
Now I can plug it into one of our original 3 equations. I would say number 3 looks easier. But again, doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer no matter which one you plug it into. So 9 plus -5 minus z is equal to -1. So 4 minus z is equal to -1. I'm going to subtract 4. So negative z is equal to -5. So what does z equal? 5. How would we write our answer?
9,
9, -5, 5. Remember, it's x, y, then z. Let's do number 4. Which variable do you think would be best to cancel out here?
Z.
y.
I would say y would be a little bit easier because they already have the same coefficient. You can cancel out the z's. You'll end up with the same answer. It just might be a little bit more work because you have to multiply to get your z's to cancel. So we have equation 1, 2, and 3. Which 2 do you want to combine first?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. X minus 3y plus 3z is equal to -4, and 2x plus 3y minus z is equal to 15. Do the y's cancel? Yep, so 3x plus 2z is equal to 11. Tomas, what would I do next?
You're going to do 2 and 3.
Awesome. We have to do this step twice, so let's combine 2 and 3 next. So 2x plus 3y minus z is equal to 15, and 4x minus 3y minus z is equal to 19. Do the y's cancel?
Yeah.
Yep, so let's combine. 6x minus 2z is equal to 34. What do we do next?
I have to do the 2 of them.
Now we take these two and combine them together. So 3x plus 2z is equal to 11, and 6x minus 2z is equal to 34. Do the z's cancel?
No.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, the z's cancel. What's 3x plus 6x? And 11 plus 34? So divide both sides by 9. What does x equal? 5. What do we do next? Plug it into one of the highlighted ones. So I'm going to take it and plug it into this one. So 3 times 5 plus 2z is equal to 11. 15 plus 2z is equal to 11. Subtract 15 on both sides. 2z is equal to negative 4. Divide by 2. Z is equal to negative 2. Are we done?
No.
What do we do next?
I think it's 3 ones.
Plug it into one of the originals. So I'm going to plug it into the first one. 5, 2. 5 minus 3y plus 3 times negative 2 is equal to negative 4. So 5 minus 3y minus 6 is equal to negative 4. 5 minus 6 would be negative 1. So I'm going to add 1 to move it to the other side. Negative 3y is equal to negative 3. So what does y equal? 1. How would we write our answer?
5, 1, -2.
Awesome. 5, 1, negative 2. Got to write it x, y, then z. Any questions here? So when we verify that it's an ordered triple, you have to plug in the x, y, and z into all 3 equations. So the first number is your x, second one's your y, third one's your z, and it has to make sense in all 3 equations if it's going to work. So 4 times 4 plus 4 times 2 plus 0 is equal to 24. 4 times 4 would be 16, plus 8, plus 0 could just go away. What's 16 plus 8?
24.
Does 24 equal 24?
Yes.
Yes, so it works in the first one. Am I done?
No.
No, we have to check all 3 if it's going to work. So 2 times 4 minus 4 times 2 plus 0 is equal to 0. This would be 8 minus 8, which would be 0. Does 0 equal 0?
Yes.
Yep. Let's try the third one. 5 times 4 minus 4 times 2 minus 5 times 0 is equal to 12. So this would be 20 minus 8 plus 0 is equal to 12. 20 minus 8 would be? Does 12 equal 12?
Yes.
So does it work? Yes, it's an ordered triple. So you have...
If one of them is wrong, you just put no.
Correct. Yeah.
Because yes or no.
Right. So you have to plug it into all 3 of them in order for it to be yes. If you plug it into the first one and it was no, you could stop there. It'd be no. But just make sure you're checking your work with the math. So if you plug it into one and it doesn't work, then it's automatically no. It has to work in all 3 of them in order to be true. And you have to show your work, Tomas. You can't just guess and just put yes and hope that you're right. If you don't show your work, you're not getting any credit. So you have to show your work for these questions. I have to see that you're plugging it into all 3 equations.
How many of those is there? 2?
1. All right, next, we'll do one of the back substitution ones. I want to do the one on this page just because it's going to have fractions, so it'll be good practice. So back substitution, you're going to start with your 1 equation, plug it into the one with 2 answers, or 2 variables, and then plug your 2 variables into the one with 3. So starting with z, how would I solve for z? Divide by 2. So z is equal to 5 over 2. What would we do next? Plug it into the one with 2. So here we have negative 5y plus 4 times 5 over 2 is equal to 13. Negative 5y, this would be 20 over 2, which would be 10, is equal to 13. Subtract 10. Negative 5y is equal to 3. Divide by negative 5. So what does y equal? Negative 3 over 5. So now we're going to take that and plug it into the first one. So x plus 2 times negative 3 over 5 minus 3 times 5 over 2 is equal to negative 3. So x plus, or this would be minus 6 over 5 minus 15 over 2 is equal to negative 3. Now you can add your two fractions together if you want. How else could we get rid of the fractions while we're solving here?
Multiply by 10.
Awesome. I can multiply everything here by 10 because that'll get rid of both of my fractions. So I have 10x minus 5 goes into 10 twice. Yes. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 5 times 15 would be 75. So minus 75 is equal to negative 30. So 10x minus 87 is equal to negative 30. I'm going to add 87 to move it to the other side. So 10x is equal to 57. Divide both sides by 10. So x is equal to 57 over 10. So now let's write our answer. 57 over 10, comma, negative 3 over 5, and 5 over 2. All right, last one, let's do 10. So let's label, we have 1, 2, and 3. Which variable do you want to eliminate first? Sure. You can pick z. So which two equations do you want to combine together first? Sure, let's do 1 and 2. So 2x plus 3y plus z is equal to 6, and 4x plus 6y plus 2z is equal to 12. You said 1 and 2. I wrote down 3. Let's do negative x plus 4y minus z is equal to 0. Do the z's cancel? Yes. So x plus 7y is equal to 6. What do we do next? We can do 2 and 3. So we have negative x plus 4y minus z is equal to 0, and 4x plus 6y plus 2z is equal to 12. Do the z's cancel?
No.
No. So what do we need to do to get the z's to cancel?
Multiply the top one by 2.
We can multiply the top one by 2. So this turns into negative 2x plus 8y minus 2z is equal to 0. So we have 2x plus 14y. Z's cancel, and it's equal to 12. What do we do next?
The 2 of them.
Combine these two together. So x plus 7y is equal to 6, and 2x plus 14y is equal to 12. Do we have anything that cancels out here?
No.
So what do we need to do to make it cancel?
Top one by -2.
We can multiply the top one by negative 2, so we get negative 2x minus 14y is equal to negative 12.
Everything cancels?
Does it?
You spoiled it, yeah.
You spoiled the surprise.
All
It cancels. So if we get 0 equals 0, what would our answer be?
infinite many.
0 equals 0.
Infinitely many solutions. If we had like 0 equals 4, what would our answer be? No solution. But what if we had x equals 0? Then x equals 0, that's fine. X can equal 0. One of your variables can equal 0. But if you get 0 equals 0 and everything cancels, it would be infinitely many solutions. Sometimes it might happen where the first one in my DE period, it happened the second time we combined the two equations. Everything canceled. I think we combined 1 and 3 together. Everything canceled. So then you're done. You don't have to do anything else. Once you get everything to cancel, you can stop there if you know that your answer is going to be infinitely many solutions. Any questions?